Hello, my name's John. I'm going to talk about the various Necromunda books, and you're watching Wargames Models and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome to this series of videos where I'm going to talk about the various Necromunda books that you can get to play Necromunda. I was originally going to do a series of videos of which books you need for Necromunda to be able to play it and so on. But as I was going through all of the books, I realised all I need to do is actually go through what each book has in it, and it can give anyone who's interested in Necromunda an idea of which books they need to get, if they need to get them at all. So the first thing that I'm going to start with are the rule books that you get with the two box sets of Necromunda, one being Hive War and one being the Ash Wastes. So we'll start with Hive War. So this comes with the Hive War box set. You get two gangs and some terrain, so it's an Escher gang and a Dalat gang. This has all of the rules that you need to play Necromunda, as well as the basic rules for gangs. So the 6 main house gangs are in here. They're very slimmed down version of the gang rules, but enough for you to be able to start playing. There is also, as we get to the back, some scenarios as well to be able to play the terrain and everything that you get in the box. So this is a good starting point because it gives you all of the rules that you need to play, plus some basic rules for gangs. So if it's the only thing you ever play in Necromunda, the Hive War, perfect. The other box set, the Ash Wastes box set, we get the Ash Wastes rulebook. This has all of the rules for playing games in the Ash Wastes. So using vehicles, and it has quite a few scenarios in it, as well as rules for skills and things like that. The key thing about this rulebook compared to the Hive War rulebook is there are no unit rules within this, so no stats for any of the models that you get in the box set or anything like that. All of those are found in the construction guide and introductory gang list pamphlet that comes with the game. So in the back section here we have the Orlok and Ash Waste Nomads gang list, and this runs through the rules for the models that you get within the box set. Slightly odd way of doing it, having it in the pamphlet rather than having it in the rulebook as a whole. So if you do get Ash Wastes because you want that Mad Max style of game, make sure you keep the construction guide so you have the rules to play. Now there is another rulebook which is the core rulebook. This has both sets of rules within it. So rules for fighting in the Underhive as well as rules for fighting in the Ash Wastes. That's all it has. So it has, if I do a quick flick through, it has a few images of different gangs at the back. It then has certain rules within it, as well as different costs and things for certain items. As we keep flicking through, so this is gang equipment. We then have rules for weapons. Then we have other rules for bits and pieces with campaign varieties, some more images, different missions within here, terrain, all sorts of items within here. So this has all of the rules that you need to play the game, but it doesn't have all of the stats for different gang members, different gangs, all that kind of thing. So those are the 3 current rulebooks that you can get. Core rulebook, useful if you play a lot of Necromunda, but not necessarily useful if you're just getting into the game. The Ash Wastes rulebook, useful if you just want to play Ash Wastes and you're not bothered about any other things, but remember, you don't get any character stats in that. That's all in the little pamphlet. And then you've got the Hive War rulebook. If you're getting started in the game, I would recommend Hive War, just because it has all of those basic rules that you need to start with. Now, I'm going to finish this video with a book that, if you can get your hands on, is really useful. It's out of print now, but that is the Gangs of the Underhive book. Now, this has slightly expanded rules for each of the house gangs, so it allows you to take a few extra fighters. It has nice rules for the trade post, so it gives full costings for everything, as well as rules for all the different skill sets and things like that. This is a book that is out of print now, unfortunately. In my opinion, it was one of the best introductory books that they produced for Necromunda, and it is a shame that it's no longer available. You probably will find it on eBay or Amazon. I wouldn't spend too much money on it, because you can also find PDFs of it online. But if it's something that you're looking to get into and you want to not spend too much money on the other books, getting Hive War and then seeing if you can pick up Gangs of the Underhive, it's a really good way of going about it. So in the next video, I'm going to have a look at the house books for Necromunda for the 6 different houses, and we'll take a look at each of those books in turn and see what's in them. For now, thanks for tuning in. My name's John, and you've been watching War Games, Models and Other Hobbies.